decided to take off on a drive. Just threw some tennis shoes on and said, I'm just gonna go for a little drive, relax, clear the mind, that kind of stuff, listen to some music. And I ended up out here. I ended up at the there's a like a end of the road. Actually, it's one of those gates you can move and go through, but it's a cattle stop or something. But I'm up here in the high deserts of northern Arizona. It goes even higher. I don't know if you can see in the background back there, but it's a real fun place to drive around. I got the Raptor with me, so this is kind of one of those things where you like driving fast and taking roads like this. Back here there was a couple of cool some of those little things. It's been a while since I posted a video, and for good reason. The life and times of what's going on in today in 2020, it caught up with me a bit. I was trying to be clued in to what's going on, like informed, with what's going on. Do you hear that? There's a train. There's a random train track way over there. Anyway, I was trying to, make sure that I wasn't completely out of the loop with things. And in doing so, you see all the fighting, between both sides, and all the rioting and all that. Everything seems crazy. And the election coming up. So it put me in a twisted state of mind, which I don't usually look at that stuff, but I think it's important with what's going on not to, bury your head in the sand and just act like everything's fine when it's really not. It's at kind of a peak of ridiculousness right now with everyone. And the election coming up, and I've said all along, always, you guys, I've always said this, so it's nothing new. I hate politics, and I hate politicians, and I hate everything. That's, it's politics and politicians that divide us. It's politics and politicians that divide countries from, liking each other, dealing with each other, and all this. And so I just went on a little political spiel, which I don't usually like doing. I try to just kind of touch on it a little bit because it's important in today's day and age, but I always end up going off the rails. So I don't know if that made it in or not. But what I wanted to say was I got in this mood. And I love sharing fun stuff with you guys. I don't want to, be... If I wanted to make a specific video about that stuff, I would. Well, I don't know if I would or not, but I haven't had any good stories to tell you guys. And I don't know if you understand what I mean by that. So every time you want to make a good video, like you want to make a good adventure video, there's a story that goes along with it. Whether it's, hey, I want to go conquer that mountain over there, or I'm testing out these new tires. There's always a backstory. And honestly, I don't know, I just haven't come up with any good stories. So instead of putting out, absolute garbage, I just didn't post anything. And then that hurts my soul, because I love doing this. I like sharing stuff with you guys. I'm actually doing something I haven't done in a long time, which is holding the camera. Usually lock it off on a tripod. I always thought that, I see these channels doing this stuff, right? Oh, look at this. Did you see that? Oh, I'm going to do... It drives me bonkers. But I see no one else say anything about it, and it seems that they like that movement and spontaneity or whatever it is. So I'm not too big of a person. I'm not too proud to say that maybe I'm doing things wrong. You can't be afraid to change. Definitely never be afraid to accept that you're wrong and someone else may be right. Because if you don't, you'll never improve. But I wanted to just talk to you guys about that. The reason I'm not posting because I'm being lazy. I'm still out doing stuff. Still can't do any shooting because there's a fire ban still in effect because it's dry, it's hot. We had terrible monsoon season this year. We didn't get a lot of rain. So no campfires, no shooting, no smell of glorious campfire smoke, no crack of the 5.56 going down range, none of that stuff. So that kind of sucks because it's been a couple of months. You know, on the positive side, if you could look at the positive sides, on the positive side, it's there's a big ammo shortage, and I probably would have gone through all my ammo. I probably would have gone through my ammo. Truck's really dirty. It's hard for me to see. It's super bright out here. Dun, 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 dun. Really like driving my truck. Like I said, I've always been a truck guy. I mean, if I'm gonna go on a long journey, man, if you think of overlanding, that whole thing of the overlanding, this truck is 100 times better overlander than my Jeep is. Now, like hardcore off-roading, no, the Jeep is way better. But overlanding, you got to drive like, you know, on roads like this, these dirt roads and long distances and sometimes even freeways and stuff. It's way more comfortable in this. Dust is blowing. There's so much going on that I can't do anything about, you know? And a lot of us can't do anything about. But the people who can do something about it aren't. And that is just embarrassing. And to the rest of the world out there who might be watching from another country, I'm embarrassed right now of my country. I'm embarrassed. I want you to know that, you know, the country isn't burning. I haven't seen any of this near me. Okay, now obviously I'm out in a rural area, but everyone around the town that I live in, you know, they're kind of like-minded people. Live and let live. Don't bother me, I won't bother you. You know, even out to that extreme kind of, there's some areas over here, out that way, where it's like prepper country. And you think I'm kidding? There's areas out there that you can buy, long time ago, they bought huge swaths of land and then they chopped them up into 40-acre parcels. And you can buy a 40-acre parcel over there for like, I don't know, between 20 and 30,000, depending on trees and water and all that stuff. And people buy them and they got their own little 40 acres and they build their bunkers and solar houses and all that stuff. But it's like live and let live. They're just like, hey, I can do my thing. I'm not bothering anyone. You don't bother me, I don't bother you. Everyone coexists fine, and no one's like forcing any opinions on each other. And even though, you know, that's that lifestyle, even though it might sound cool for like a weekend or something, it's not for me. I like the amenities of modern civilization. I like, you know, running water and flushing toilets and a clean shower and a refrigerator and all that stuff. You know, I like that stuff. I appreciate it. But that's why when I go get out and step away from that temporarily on these adventures and stuff, it's super fun, right? But I'm not at the point where, you know, I would do anything like that. I love playing video games. I like sharing videos on YouTube and stuff. So, you know, you can have a balance. You can like a lot of different things and not let it tie you into one, you know? So, I don't know, I guess it's a lot of ramblings today, but it's just, this is all the things that are kind of been going through my head to where they've been kind of blocking any good stories to share with you on these adventures, which is fine because really I'm saving the best stuff for you guys for fall and winter, right? And when the weather cools down, right now it's 93-ish. It's in the low 90 degrees right now, Fahrenheit out here. Wind's blowing, sun is out. There's some clouds, which it's normally when it's hot out here, there's no clouds. It's just all clear, but there's clouds, but it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not, there's bugs. I mean, you can see the bugs are jumping on me. I am back out in cattle country. I guess I live on all cattle country around me. There's ranches, you know, all over the places that I go off-roading, which is fine. But I'm saving the best adventures and videos to make for the fall and winter when it's more comfortable for me. It's better on the vehicles because, you know, engines like it a little better when it's a little cooler, right? Especially when you're pushing them up the hill and you want your transmissions, your differentials, and your engines to stay cooler and not overheat while you're out womping, you know, womping around. But yeah, just I didn't want to I didn't want to just keep putting up a bunch of crap. I reviewed my stuff and I wasn't happy with my videos, you know? But that's it, right? If you ever become content thinking that what you're doing is good enough or good, then you'll never get better. I'm my worst critic, you know? I watch my stuff back and I'm like, God, it seems lazy. You're just doing dashboard footage, even though I'm driving like hundreds of miles and showing you this much footage of what I recorded. Like I'll record hours worth of footage and use 5 minutes of it. But still, that's a whole nother video. That's like opening the side door of Meaty's head. Whoop! What's going on in there? Why do I hear an echo? Anyway, you guys, I hope you guys are doing okay. And let me just leave you with an important parting note. Okay, this is important. If you guys made it to the end of the video, awesome. You guys get a gold star. Here's a parting note. I just figured this out today. Not just figured it out, but it reinforced it today. If you're in a weird state, if you get anxious, if you get fear of the unknown, if you're getting mad, sad, any of those emotions that are fine if they're temporary, but if they're lasting longer for you guys, let me tell you something. Our mind controls everything. Body aches, the will to do something or not do something, to be able to get up off your butt and do something or not do something. The way you're feeling, your motivation, all this stuff. Here's an example. I'm on a long drive coming out here, right? And I'm just got time to think. I got the windows open, so, you know, I'm mostly hear wind sound. And then a song comes on the radio that I like, right? It comes on and I'm like, yeah, singing it. All of a sudden, like that. Because my mind, all of a sudden, is happy. My whole body feels different. My whole outlook on everything is like, oh, dude. And then another one comes on. I'm like, holy cow, dude. It was like early 2000s rock or something, you know, that Pop 2K on satellite radio. Sometimes they play something good. I mean, the 90s to 2000s, they had pretty decent music. There was some stuff that was garbo, but there always is. But my point is this. Your mind can do so much. It can really hurt you, right? You let it get there. It can drive you where it give you body aches and stomach aches and all this crazy stuff. But it can also change your gloomy output in an instant, almost like a drug, right? Because it is. Serotonin, dopamine, all that stuff that your brain releases. And then your body, all of a sudden, you feel like you got all this energy and you feel like it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine, I swear. Simple things as music. I think that's why a lot of people can associate so well with music, right? It's just one of those things. But try that. If you're not feeling so good, you don't have to take a drive like I do. Driving is a big one for me. But driving with some music, oh man, it just changes my whole outlook on stuff. It really does. So if you guys are feeling in a funk and you enjoy music, turn on some music that stuff you like to sing along to, not the stuff where you're like, you know, feeling sorry for yourself, you know, the girlfriend left me, the dog ate my homework, can't pay me, not that stuff. The good stuff, the stuff you sing along with and maybe get your dance on a little bit. It works. And even 5 minutes of that is worth 24 hours of anything else. Really is. Anyway, you guys, thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out. See you guys next video.